You know, in a perfect world, we wouldn't be at a battle with our imperfections. Granny could have been here for a little bit longer. Mom, dad, they could have been here for a little bit longer. You know, we wouldn't be dealing with sickness. Sickness would be at an all-time low. Gun violence, all-time low. All these ups and downs wouldn't be here, but they are here, and that's why I'm here, right? It's your boy Dev. I advocate for mental, physical, and spiritual health. If you're new to the channel, shout out to you. If you're a returning viewer, shout out to you as well. We're really gonna get into things though. You know, in a perfect world, we wouldn't have to combat with ourselves so damn much. We wouldn't hate the person in the mirror every single damn day. You know, and don't hate yourself, young king, young queen, king, queen, whoever is watching, do not hate yourself. You know, in a perfect world, it would be easier said than done, right? Right now, it's easier said than done. This world is far from perfect. You are far from perfect, but I can tell you one thing right now, you are actually perfect because of your imperfections. Embrace your imperfections. Work on your imperfections because they're not going away. Like I said, you wish Granny was here for a little bit longer. You wish this family member that you lost was still here. In a perfect world, they would be, but they're not, and that's the imperfection in life. Life is difficult. Life is super, super tough. You know, the trends only last for so long, and that's why I'm here. If you're into the trendy things, shout out to you. That's perfectly fine. I am as well, here and there. But there's a balance. Them trends go away. Them smiles go away. You need real life. And real life is going to hit you. We run from real life. Let me know if you ran from real life. It's hard to deal with. Drugs are not the answer. I can tell you that. Weed isn't looked upon as a drug, but it is. You know, because it's something that you cope with, that you're addicted to, and you don't want to admit you're addicted to it. In a perfect world, there would be no addictions, right? Whatever else it is, if it's a harder drug, if it's this, you're looking for these drugs as an escape. Yo! You're looking at these drugs as an escape. They're only going to let you escape from so much. You have to face that problem head on with a sober mind. Listen, I'm not going to claim I'm a therapist. I'm not going to claim I'm a psychologist. They are masters at their craft. But when you leave that therapy session, you truly know yourself. That therapist don't know you. That therapy session is only going to do so much. You have to work on yourself from the ground up. King, queen, thank you for watching. You didn't have to be here. Let's get into it some more. You know, in a perfect world, like I said, there was no guns. Somebody that's going to click on this video lost someone to gun violence or was a victim of gun violence. Retaliation isn't needed in this life. You've heard plenty of phrases, killing with kindness or the power in silence, the power of the tongue. You know, speak positive on everyone who ever had something bad to say about you or good to say about you. In a perfect world, that's easier, right? It's not always easy to do that. Everything I'm speaking on is easier said than done. I'm getting into my flow state, so shout out to you if you're still here. We're really going to get into things. In a perfect world, sickness wouldn't exist. But it does exist. So you have to combat that sickness with what you're putting in your body. You know, people complain about the price of alkaline fruits and seeded fruit, but they're paying $24, $25 for fast food for a couple people. It's all about what you want to do. It's all about how you want to work on yourself. In a perfect world, these things were always easier said than done, but it's attainable easily when you really put your mind to it. I'm talking to myself as well, not just you. You know, it's difficult in this life. Sometimes we want to drink the problem away. Sometimes we want to smoke the problem away. Sometimes we want to pop the problem away. That's only putting us in a deeper hole. Because when we deal with problems, what do? Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. Nah, you need yourself. Find yourself. If you don't find yourself, you lost. We get in relationships and we didn't even find ourselves. Find yourself, please. But our relationship isn't going to work. And that not even just a significant other relationship. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Not even just with your significant other. Your mother, your brother, your sister, blood brother or water brother, you know, but you got to find yourself first. You really have to find yourself. Let's get back into it. You know, in a perfect world, there is no arguments. Okay? This isn't a perfect world. Listen to understand. Listen to overstand. Listen to understand, eye to eye. Because if you're not doing that, you're listening to respond. You're listening to combat. There's only one way that's going to end. The other person combating you as well. Now you're going at each other's necks. Easier said than done. I know you want to get your point across, young king, young queen. It's okay. I get it. I'm speaking on experiences I've been in. I'm not just chatting. Shout out to anyone listening. I recently hit 1.1K. I'm at like 1.15 or something like that. Shout out to everyone who came to this channel. If you're a new returner, not a new returner. If you're a new viewer, if you're a returner, shout out to you. In a perfect world, that class, that accomplishment, that new car, whatever it may be, is easier said than done. In a perfect world, you could knock it out the way like this. But yeah, I'm going to stutter. In a perfect world, I wouldn't stutter. I'm not cutting that out. What I was saying is, on your way to that achievement, there's a mountain, there's a hill. What are you gonna do when you get there? Some people get to that mountain and turn around. Or some people continue to dig, years, continue to dig, never reach that diamond that they was digging for. The day they stopped, that diamond was there. You see I start to cook in this loud ass tractor or whatever this shit is, trying to cut me off. It's cool. I'ma wait. Just piss me off. Like I said, in a perfect world, there wouldn't be that mountain. There wouldn't be that hill. There wouldn't be that stump. There wouldn't be that roadblock. But there is. You heard me mention the weed. You heard me mention the alcohol. Listen, in a perfect world, that would be easy to cut out. You would have never got attached to it. You would have never got addicted to it. Right? But you are. You're the only one that can change that. Now, if you're too far gone, you're too far gone. But is there truly a too far gone? It's up to you to decide that. You got to get off of it. You have to go cold turkey now where you lost. In a perfect world, it's easy to step away from. It's not easy to step away from because you're dealing with this trauma. You're dealing with quote-unquote PTSD. You're dealing with this. You're dealing with that. You're dealing with the breakup. You're dealing with someone cheating on you. Come out here in the true peace. Put something better in your body. Change your schedule. Do something that's going to keep you busy. Look at your bank account. Right? There's so many factors that can help you stop this addiction, whatever drug it may be, whatever sip of alcohol it may be, whatever bottle, whatever this, whatever that. It's up to you. And that's what I'm going to keep saying. So if you watch this channel, you're going to keep hearing it, regardless. I advocate for mental, physical, and spiritual health in general. Listen, in a perfect world, I'd be so much better at these videos. In a perfect world, I'd have much more motivation. Listen, I give out motivation, I give out this, and I'm not always right in the head. This is a venting therapy session for me, just like it is for you. Shout out to you for coming, because you didn't need to come. Let me get a sip of water, though. How was nature, the true peace, prayer, meditation, whatever works best for you. I'm not going to push anything on you. It's a judgment-free zone out here. It's going to start getting cold soon, so take advantage of you. Take advantage of it while you can if you didn't in the summer. In a perfect world, you would have got back up like this when you went down. But you went down and you still haven't got back up. What are you waiting on? Comment what you're waiting on. Listen, in a perfect world, it's so much easier to deal with negativity. It's hard as shit to deal with negativity. But I tell you that negativity is natural, and I'm going to keep saying it. I'm not going to stop. That's what I advocate for, right? In a perfect world, it's so much easier to deal with these things. It's not easy at all. That's what you need. You just need a deep breath. You need to put that Don Julio, that Henny down. You need to put that Za, the backwoods, the papers, the roll. You need to put it down for a week and just see how you feel. Some people say they need it. No, you conditioned yourself to need it. You don't need that shit. I promise you that. Become high on life and you'll be straight. Easier said than done, right? Always. You know, in a perfect world, you wouldn't argue with mom. You wouldn't argue with pops. But really sit down and realize some people don't even have those figures in their life. Some people would kill to be in a position you in, and you complaining when you wake up. Instead of complaining when you wake up, put positive affirmations in the air when you wake up. Easier said than done, right? In a perfect world, sickness, drug addiction, gun violence, hate, hurt, the list goes on and on and on and on. In a perfect world, those things wouldn't exist. But what is perfect? What is your definition of perfect, right? What is perfection? I've never saw it. I'm gonna be honest. Nobody is perfect. So do we need a perfect world? In my opinion, no, we don't need a perfect world. And that's why I made this video. That's why I'm making this video. Shout out to anyone who showed up. We're gonna keep it pushing though. We're going 20 minutes today. This is gonna be my longest video of all time. Listen, in a perfect world, we wouldn't be conditioned to stick to our phones 24/7. A robot mentality. And now there's robots in China, I don't know. But listen, a robot mentality, we're getting turned into bots. I'm contradicting myself by putting this video out on YouTube right now to y'all guys with my phone. And you guys are on your phones, laptop, iPad, whatever you're watching this video on, TV. You know, but put some time aside to get outside. Put some time aside to just breathe, read, meditate, pray. Literally do what works best for you. But when you're conditioned to scroll for hours and hours on these apps that are meant to destroy you, TikTok, Instagram, in a perfect world, it would be easy to step away from that. But we got introduced to these things at a young age, and it's connected to us. It's became a part of you. You need Instagram, huh? You need TikTok, huh? You need Snapchat, huh? Go on a fast. 2 days, then 4, then go a whole week and see how you feel. In a perfect world, you would be able to put it aside like this. But you can't. In a perfect world, what we're putting in our bodies would be so much better. But I can tell you one thing right now, if you're in the US, a lot of these things are banned in other countries that you're eating. Hopefully that makes you look at it differently. Who am I to tell you what to do and what not to do in this life, right? Who am I? I'm just here to help. You know, in a perfect world, I wouldn't deal with issues that I deal with. But I deal with certain issues, and I combat them with breathing, with speaking to my people, with speaking to myself. You truly know yourself. So continue to be yourself. In a perfect world, actually, I'm gonna be honest with you, in a perfect world, it would be easy to be yourself, but it should be easy to be yourself now. I'm not judging anybody, but please don't look for outside validation trying to be somebody else. Like I always say, your true tribe will come towards you. No diddy. Right? Continuously, though. Like, I promise you that. Your true tribe will vibrate towards you. You know, in a perfect world, friends would be easier to come by. No diddy. It's hard to find true friends now. You know, so if you got some thorough people in your circle, because I do, keep them around and keep that circle small. Right? I advocate for this being a true peace. Like I said, it's a judgment-free zone. In a negative world, in a perfect world, this would always be the same. There's no change in nature. So get outside in it. Get you some sun. You've been inside all day. Get some sun. Like I'm not talking about in the future, for a future. I'm talking about right now. Get outside. You can turn the video off if you're gonna get outside. But if you're staying inside, keep the video on. Like I said, we're going 20 minutes today. Listen, in a perfect world, things would be so much simpler, but it isn't. In a perfect world, there wouldn't be so much what to believe in. There wouldn't be so much confusion, but there is. Stick to yourself. Breathe. Get outside. You'll come to your senses. Listen, in a perfect world, that relationship would have worked out. Actually, would it have? Maybe that relationship was just a stepping stone for you. So don't sulk in it too long. Don't worry about that person too much, or you'll be cooked. I promise you, you will, because all you're gonna do is reflect on memories. Those are memories for a reason. They aren't truly what's going on now. That should not make you feel the same way how it used to, right? Young king, young queen, you are so much more than an athlete, right? In a perfect world, you would go pro, but that's not meant for everyone. Not everyone's meant to go down that path, I can promise you that. You know, my community in general, speaking for my community, people are nothing without these sports and without this music, and it sucks. Because it shouldn't be that way. You are so much more. In a perfect world, that wouldn't be that hard to see, but it's super hard to see. My community is cooked in that aspect. I don't know what this video is at right now. I'm not checking the timestamps. But we're going 20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes plus. You know, in a perfect world, like I said, Granny would have been around longer. Less sadness, right? Less trauma. So maybe if that was happening, like I also said, the drugs wouldn't be an issue, because a lot of people dealing with loss are on the drugs. A lot of people that fell off of something are on the drugs. A lot of people that got fired from their job are on the drugs, or on the alcohol. Go on a fast. In a perfect world, that would be so much easier, right? I'm not claiming to be perfect, because I'm telling you, in a perfect world, this is how things would be. You know, I'd be contradicting myself to say I never drank or I never smoked before. I'm stepping away from that stuff completely. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling you, if you go on a fast, if you can tell yourself, I don't need this to do that. I don't need this drink to do this. I don't need the smoke to do this. I don't need to watch corn. I don't need this for that. When you realize all you need is this, and some nature, and some fruit, and some vegetables, you'll be all right. Easier said than done. It's hard to go about these things, but you can do it. It's up to you though, nobody else. You control the failure, you control the success, but failure doesn't exist. You have to look at it that way, right? Listen, in a perfect world, financial situations wouldn't be an issue for anyone. But majority of the world deals with financial problems, right? Like so many things were put in place for us to fail, but you have to keep your head up, and money isn't everything. But with that being said, continue to chase that generational wealth and do what you can do for yourself and family, right? But money doesn't come easy to anyone. Make sure you're not selling yourself out for money, because in a perfect world, it wouldn't exist. Let's be honest, we pay for things that grow out of the ground. But in this existence, we need to pay for stuff. We need to pay for our family to live. We need to pay to live. The only species on planet Earth, whatever you want to call this plane of existence that we're on, we're the only species that pays to live. So when you really look at it like that, you'll see what I'm saying, how this whole video ties in together. In a perfect world, things would be so much different. But the world isn't perfect. We are controlled by certain things. People are in and out the clock, 9 to 5. Some people work for themselves, which is what everyone should be trying to do, or have the highest paying position. But it's like, what even is being paid? You know what I'm saying? Things get really deep when you speak on it that way. But like I just said, continue to chase generational wealth, but don't chase it, go and achieve it. Because when you're chasing something, like I said, they print money every day. So when you're chasing something, you'll never truly achieve what you're trying to achieve. People's like, I'm chasing this money, not chasing a bee. All right, well, something that you're chasing is going to keep running from you. Right? Anyways, listen, this video was closing out soon. I didn't get too much into the financial and the money situation, but shout out to anyone who showed up. Shout out to anyone that resonated with me. I just wanted to resonate with one person. So that's all I'm looking for. I'm not doing this to make $1 million. So I just want to shout out to everyone who ever showed up to my channel, who clicked on this channel. Like I said, returning viewers, salute to you. New viewers, shout out to you as well, because you didn't have to be here. You didn't even have to pull up. So thank you for pulling up. Right, and like I said, a perfect world in 20 minutes. This was my longest video on this channel. Everything I said, like I said, it's easier said than done. But I'm just speaking on what a perfect world would look like in my eyes. But like I say though, nothing is truly perfect. You are perfect, young queen, because of your imperfections. You are perfect, young king, because of your imperfections. You are capable of so much in this nasty world, in this negative world. There's so much positivity, and you can add to that. What is the positivity in this negative world? The beautiful nature, the beautiful ass animals, the beautiful ass fruit, and the beautiful ass relationships that we've built with people. Those are all so much positive in this life. But there's also so much negative, evil shit. When it comes to rape, and traffic, and, sickness, and negativity. Like, the list goes on and on and on, and hate crimes, and just a whole bunch of negative things. I could keep it going. The drunk driving, this, all that. You know what I'm getting. You know what I'm getting at. It's fall time now, but it's warm right now. So shout out to Mother Nature. But just beautiful things like this. Everything like that. What I'm gonna leave y'all with is continue to be yourselves. In a world full of such negativity and people faking, be yourself. It'll get you the furthest, and I'm not talking about financially. So shout out to everyone for showing up. This was a perfect world in 20 minutes. Thank you to everyone. It's your boy Dev. I advocate for mental, physical, and spiritual health, and I'm signing out. Bow.
with my guy Devin. Shout out to my guy Dev. He the thoroughly. Fuck everybody. He the thoroughly.
My God.